Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the Sergeant at Arms for this meeting. Toastmasters International is a century-old organization started by Ralph S. Medley. The Toastmasters International, it inculcates leadership, public speaking and communication skills in the members of the community. As a ground rule for this meeting, first, the members, the speakers here should not refer to sex, religion or politics in their speeches. Please switch off your mobile phone or keep it in silent mode so that you won't disturb the speakers here. So I will give 30 seconds for you to put them on silent mode. Thank you. With this, I will invite the presiding officer of our club meeting today. He is the president of Medley Toastmasters Club. He is one of the go-to persons in Medley, most dedicated and the person who takes it easily. He is very cool and also a person whom we can rely upon. I invite Toastmaster Dinakaran to preside over the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster organization. Thanks for that impromptu introduction. You have called out a lot of good things about me. Thank you so much. So, with the sound of this, I declare the week number 722 is recorded. Okay, how are you all doing? Okay, as usual, with all the energy and your expectations, another great meeting of Medley. Okay, so I would like to start with the introduction of the dignitaries here. I would like to welcome DTM Sundararaman sir here. He's back to us, Dr. Medley. Okay, we'll have some guest introduction. Ma'am, would you like to share a few words from there? So we have not seen you for a few weeks. You are all is well, like fine. Okay.
I'm happy that I am back here
Thank you so much, ma'am.
to catch up with the.
Oh, everything is fine here. All is well. So any interesting happening things like the last few weeks? Anything you want to say? Okay. Thanks for joining us today. Guest Anand.
I've already become a member.
Thanks.
Thank you. You should never miss an opportunity to be on stage. So all the three times I have good afternoon first and foremost. I should call them Medleyans, right? Medleyans out there. So I've been coming to Toastmasters since the last 3 weeks and I've just made the payment. So just made in the transition from being a guest to a member, but that's why I said that I just made the payment and I'm in the interim stage where after 5 p.m. I'll probably be a member. Because I just made the payment when I was over here checking with whether it's a saving account or a account or that. As always, looking for a great Toastmasters meeting. Riddle with fun, and I think that is some fun session where fun master has just arrived, so it's going to be so it's going to be even more fun and looking forward for a great meeting.
Thank you. Jovi, could you please come and introduce and tell us your expectations? How did you come to know about Medley?
Good afternoon, everyone. After a great lunch, I came here. Hopefully, not be feeling dizzy. I came to know about Medley Toastmaster 4 years back, right around 12th standard. My father suggested me to improve my communication skills and to speak in a general public. And due to college, I had to miss a lot of sessions. And after 4 years, I'm here back. Hopefully, I will have a great session here.
I think we have one more guest joining with us, or two more guests. We come and introduce here, yeah. You're at the right time, yeah. Yeah. Just an introduction. last week was the first time for you, right? That's first. Okay. So last week we had the contest week. So this week will be the regular meeting. Yeah. Just could you introduce yourself? Talk about a few words. What is your expectation? How did you come to know about this club?
Sure. Hi everyone. I'm Karun. Basically, I'm a wealth management. We're dealing with clients who are interested in investment, and we help them to give solution overall the financial planning. So that's my professional background. One of my friend was previously enrolled with Toastmaster. He's a good friend of Mr. Rangan. So through him, I come to know Toastmasters. That's my short introduction, and I don't know how it's going.
I think you will come to know today, so you will learn a lot of things today.
Sure. I'm feeling your. Thank you.
Would you like to come and introduce? Is it okay? Yeah. Your good name?
Hi everyone, so I'm Anuradha. So I'm basically from Maria and I'm working with accents for the I think past 4 years. And I had completed my engineering from Sri Venkateshan College and I passed out in 2020. So it's been like 2.5 years and I'm working for a client, a UK based client for aerospace domain, and that's basically what it is. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. So keep visiting us.
Yes.
We learn a lot here. Okay, we have a few guest introductions. I think I'll take a few more minutes here. So we spoke about few items in the last few weeks. During the beach meeting, we talked about following integrity to oneself. So integrity is a critical quality. Having it to others, more than that, following to oneself is very critical. And then last week or the week before last week, we spoke about mindfulness, being in the moment, how it would help to do better. So with a follow-up on those items, I'm going to talk about a few other qualities for the self-improvement or the personal quality which we would like to follow on. So I'll have a quick story here. So there was a boy, he used to stand outside the military school every day. So he's a poor boy, like he doesn't have much to do, and then his job is more that stand outside of military school and then look at what people do, how they learn, and what do they do. And besides the school, like there was one lady who was selling some items, eatables and other things. So he wouldn't have money to buy all those, so he would just sit and watch. So that lady, the old lady, used to help the boy and give some eatables to this guy. And one day the lady asked the boy, like, why are you sitting here? What is that you want to do in your life? You don't have anything else to do. So what else you are trying to do? So the boy told that one day I would like to become a king of this country. The country is France. And the story happens in France. So the lady laughed because in France, like normally there is the tradition that it's from the family, the same family, they take up that kingdom. So that's how it is. So the lady laughed, so asking that how can you become king, because it's not possible. Okay. But one day the boy became a king and met with that old lady and then told that boy became a king. So we discussed earlier, long back. So I'm a king now. And also the boy helped this lady. So any clue that who is that? What is the story about? It's in France. Napoleon. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Napoleon Bonaparte. Yeah. So two things. One is that he had a clear vision. So he was determined in the small age itself that he wanted to be a king. So he had a clear vision. And he also had a clear target. Like he was sitting in front of the military school, though he was not joining the school and learning, but he was watching it, and he himself, like in his mind, he was creating all the situation about the war and everything. He used to practice the thoughts in his mind, and he became a military person, became the was of the military, and again he met his vision. The moral of the story is that we have to have a very clear vision and very clear plan and work towards the vision. If it is up to us, up to what we believe in, right? So we have to completely believe in our vision and work towards it. That's the story I wanted to say. And with this, we'll move on to the next item. So today, to take forward the proceedings, we have our TMOD, Toastmaster Sandhya. Toastmaster Sandhya is a dentist. She is a CEO of the hospital they are running. Told them that she is a role model for all our Toastmasters. She joined recently within a short span of time. She has become the prominent member in the club, and she is actively participating in multiple roles, and she has also participated in the contest and won the contest. Congratulations, and over to Toastmaster Sandhya.
Thank you. Greetings to all. Good evening. Two scenarios. Scenario 1, an 8-month-old baby crawls. She is very comfortable. A 1-year-old child walks. The child is very comfortable. But between 8 months to 1 year, the child who crawls tries to get up, stand, wobbles, lose balance, fall forward, fall backward, hit the head, hit the nose, bruise the nose, breaks the teeth. Very, very uncomfortable. This zone, which lies between two comfort zone, before 8 months, after 1 year, this zone we call the learning zone or the growth zone or the zone of transition. Second scenario, before age 30, I didn't know car driving. Auto or carpool or walk, that would be my mode of transport, very comfortable. After age 32, I was driving very well. Single hand driving, multitasking during driving, very confident, and I love driving after age 32. But between 30 and 32, I learned car driving in a driving institute. Not only the teacher, every pedestrian who walks on the road ensures they scold me with a bad word, which I can't even tell now, while I was learning driving. Such a disgusting period, such uncomfortable period, such a scary period. I didn't want to go next class, such a demotivating period. Zone of transition. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, if we are human beings, and we are, the law of universe states, if you have to go, rather grow, from one stage to another stage, you have to cross this uncomfortable zone of transition. There is no shortcut. So this is awareness. Let's be aware as the first step. That is a zone of transition from the day we are born till the day we are closing our eyes. We need to cross when we have to grow to the next level. Right? So let's be aware of the zone of transition. With this small note, I again welcome you all and would like to describe the proceedings of the meeting today. Today is very special. Why? Because we have 4 prepared speeches today, and that would be the first session. Each prepared speaker will have a respective evaluator. The second session is, we call the thriller session of Toastmasters, table topic sessions, and for the guest, the master, the TT master, table topic master will give a topic impromptu. He will call randomly the guest and the member to come and deliver a talk. The third session, signature session. What is that? Evaluation session. Evaluation of the prepared speeches. So these are the sessions which we will be witnessing today, and all the best for all the prepared speakers. Well, now it is time to introduce our GE of the day. This doctor loves people filled with positivity. This doctor loves teaching physiology with creativity. Satyabhama students never fail because of her Medley meeting memories never fade. Because of her, Toastmaster Anuradha Vimal, our passionate photographer of Medley meeting as G. Please help me in inviting the GE of
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the General Evaluator for today's meeting. The goal is not to be perfect by the end, but the goal is to be better tomorrow by Simon. So according to that, for the betterment of the meeting, I am here to evaluate. So as a General Evaluator, I will be evaluating the entire session. The happenings before the start of the meeting, during the meeting and at the end of the meeting, which includes timing, involvement of the Toastmaster, performance of the members, and then overall proceedings of the today's meeting. Why are we evaluating? In our routine life, we evaluate others and we have been evaluated by others. So evaluation is one of the leadership qualities which we acquire in the Toastmaster Club. So we evaluate what we see and what we hear. We evaluate all the speakers and the role players. And what are the positive things and what are the areas of improvement? And who will evaluate? So for that we have two teams, the qualitative team and the quantitative team. The quantitative team is the tag role players, or we can tell them as, we can call them as gatekeepers. According to Toastmaster Saravanan, I learned from him, they are also called as gatekeepers. Okay. So G for grammarian, A for counter and T for timer. And the qualitative team is evaluators, E. Not only the evaluators will evaluate the speech, but everyone in the meeting will be evaluating all the role players and the speakers. So let me introduce my team members. First I welcome grammarian. He is a person working with Cognizant, associated with Medley since 2018. The change that he feels will make a great impact in his life is to put off the behavior of dragging any work till last minute. That is Toastmaster Rohit Madappa. Help me in welcoming Toastmaster Rohit Madappa.
Very good afternoon. I am Rohit. I will be playing the role of a grammarian in this afternoon. My role as a grammarian is to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is exasperate. I would ask members to use it throughout the meeting and make note of the number of times each person, and I would make note of the number of times each person uses during the course of their speeches. Also write down any grammatical errors you hear and good creative uses of the English language. To give you a explanation of what to give you a definition of what the word of the day is. Exasperate means irritate, annoy, frustrate, and angry. How it is to be used in a sentence? He or she is exasperated by the frequent power cuts or to make someone angry or annoy profusely. It is a verb. You might use it whenever and wherever it is applicable in your speeches, and please do use it appropriately. Thank you. Okay.
Next, I welcome the counter. He is a person who has got a good leadership skill and was the contest chair for our club contest last week. He conducted the contest smoothly as per the Toastmaster rules. The move that impacted his life in his early 30s is that when he was working in a nationalized bank, he decided to study software programming that paved the way to switch over his career. Our Toastmaster Ranga Padma Vijayam. I welcome him. Please join me in welcoming Ranga.
Good afternoon, friends. As the accountant, my role will be to monitor the speeches given by the prepared speeches as well as table topics and evaluators. I will try and look for overused words like and, but, like, so. I will also move to another segment where there are pauses or filler words like a conjunction between two words. And then the third one is repetitive words like I, you. So I'll note them down at the end of the meeting when called for. I will present my report. Thank you.
I welcome the timer, Toastmaster Venkataseshan. He is all in all, from sergeant add-on to timer. Even he is ready to give a speech if he is called for it. I welcome Venkataseshan.
So I was exasperated when VP asked me to do the ad hoc SAA and timer, but later I understood I am going through that phase of zone of transition. So we all know that time and the relationship, interpersonal relationships are two of the most critical things that we need or we sought after in our corporate or our personal life. We are here at Medley to improve our interpersonal relationships. To keep up the time, each of our activities in today's meeting will be tracked by time. So we have a time-bound activities. For prepared speeches and table topic speeches and evaluations, I will be showing 3 cards: green, where you qualify and move into the qualified zone, and amber, where you are moving towards the end of your time, and red card when you complete the end of your time. For prepared speeches, table topics and evaluation, once I show the red card, you have 30 seconds to complete your speech, whatever it is. For table topics, you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. By 2 minutes, I will show the red card. By 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you should wrap up your speech. Beyond 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you will be disqualified. For evaluations, it will be 2 to 3 minutes, where by 3 minutes, I will be showing the red card. At the end of 3 minutes, 30 seconds, you will be disqualified if you don't wrap up your speech. For prepared speeches, there are varying times. So once we have the prepared speeches, the time will be declared by their evaluators. For the same is the case with the prepared speeches. Once I show the red card, they need to wrap up their speech within 30 seconds of showing the red card, beyond which you will be disqualified. At the end of the meeting, I will be sharing the timer's report when the General Evaluator calls me upon. Thank you.
Okay, with this I'll hand over the podium to the TMOD.
Thank you, G. So, without taking much time, we go to the prepared speeches now. Prepared speech 1, it's an icebreaker speech, so he needs a lot of applause by Toastmaster Shanmugavel. May I request the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Rajesh, to read out this project objectives.
Thank you, TMOD. Toastmaster Shanmugavel is delivering his icebreaker speech. Even it is an icebreaker and evaluation for me also. So I am equally excited and a bit nervous, maybe like you. Okay. So the purpose of the project is to introduce the member to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. So he is delivering this from pathway dynamic leadership. Timer, please note, time allotted for the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you, evaluator. Toastmaster Shanmugavel. He is a researcher in leather from CLRI, a fresher in Medley Toastmasters from TMI. To walk every day is his daily routine. Not to give up every day is his internal scream. Toastmaster Shanmugavel, never give up. Never give up, Toastmaster Shanmugavel.
guest. I am Dr. M. Shanmugavel. I am a researcher by profession. I am from Sengote, a small town at the foothills of Western Ghats near Kuttalam waterfalls. The freedom fighter Vanchinathan was also born in Sengote. Our President Dinakaran S told Pravda is famous in Madurai, not only in the Madurai. In Sengote, Pravda also famous for Pravda. Those who are visiting to Kuttalam, they are not missing to taste the Pravda in Sengote Pravda. My parents were farmers. I have studied in Tamil medium till +2 in government ISN school. Even though I was studying in good in study, but I failed in chemistry and English subjects. Then my parents were consulted the astrologist and fortune teller about my future education. Those people, they have advised my parents, he doesn't have further education after scrutinizing my horoscope. It inspired me. But I didn't give up. This failure pushed me in my life further try and learn. Then later I did BSc and MSc in zoology and scored first class also. I used to study, read Tamil motivational book, writer M.S. Udayamurthy, books such as Ennangal, Nammal Mudiyum Thambi, Prachaigalukku Theeru Kaanpathu Eppadi, like that. My focus was to become an entrepreneur. As a self-employment, I was trying by renting bicycles, machinery item, and also carry a plant nursery. I started to earn good amount every month. In the meantime, I have completed my B.Ed degree as well as one diploma course in mushroom technology. By 1993, I got married with my wife, having the same educational qualification. Even though I didn't have a permanent job at that time, she understood my dreams and agreed to marry me. Then I got a central government job within the 3 months of my marriage in Jammu and Kashmir. Yes, I have got the post in Jammu and Kashmir. To attend the interview itself became a big challenge on those December winter. I don't know Hindi. With knowing few Hindi words, chawal, kana, hani, ek do, and only one sentence, that is Hindi nahi on. I visited Jammu and I have got the post also after facing various difficulty. But the credit went to my wife because my relatives were saying that within the 3 months I have got a job. Due to her luck only I have got a job. They are advising my other unemployed educated friends also, you can marry. You will also get the job like him. Anyway, I gone to Jammu and joined the duty. Next year I have taken my wife along with my 5-month-old daughter. It was a proud year in my professional career since I achieved 20 research publications and 9 patents within the period of 10 years with the guidance of my past doctor. And I accomplished my PhD degree also from Geology University, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh in the cancer field. Those times the Jammu and Kashmir was a disturbed area due to the militancy and also nearby area problem in Punjab. So daily evening I used to visit a nearby place to purchase a vegetable from the friendly vendor. One day the vegetable vendor died due to the bomb blast. This incident made me very sad and I understood the words humanity, peace, harmony, unity and discipline. Later by 2006, I got transferred to Chennai. I returned back to Chennai along with my family. Now I had 3 children, 1 daughter and 2 sons. My wife also got the job in government school as a teacher. She is a strict teacher as well as a strict homemaker also. Now my wife and my daughter got married and my 2 sons are studying well. I came to know this Medley Toastmaster from the motivational audio books. I came as a guest in last December 2022. with the courage and the confidence which I have got from this Toastmaster Learning Club. Recently, I have appeared in my challenging interview. I got a promotion as a principal technical officer. Now I have got the publication and the 13 pattern. Thank you for listening. Now you have to decide whether I did give up or become zero to hero. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shanmugavel, for your inspiring icebreaker speech. We move on with this prepared speech 2 by Toastmaster Jagan. May I request his speech evaluator, DTM Sundararaman C, to read the project objectives.
Good evening, Medlians and guests. Today, Toastmaster Jagan is doing project from the Visionary Communication Path, Level 1, Project 4. The theme of the project is evaluation and feedback. The objectives are very simple. So, primarily to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. Actually, that is done in a different meeting. But today's objective will be to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator, and again apply the feedback in yet another speech. That speech can be the same speech or a different speech, but receiving the feedback and applying it is the prime board. So I will come back and give my feedback at the end of the evaluation.
Thank you so much. If I have to introduce him, not an easy task. The food for our mind are his words of evaluation. The food for our soul is voice of rendition. He's a champion in the making to make Medley proud in the future contesting. Toastmaster Jagan. Whirling pools and swirling eyes. Whirling pools and swirling eyes. Toastmaster Jagan. All the best.
These are not my prop, this is my speech. So please pardon me, I'm just taking some time. A direct question to all of you. Should we read books?
Yes.
A lot of yes. What's good is it to us? Knowledge?
Meditation.
Book is a meditation. Okay?
Improves vocabulary.
Improves vocabulary, yes.
Expands our mind.
Expands our mind.
What exercises to the body is reading to the mind.
Okay, good.
And we get a tons of experience.
Okay.
It's a gateway to someone else's life.
Venkat, I was expecting a naughty answer from you. You are giving us such a philosophical answer. But yes, true.
Sleeping tablet.
It's a sleeping tablet. My speech is done. All of you have answered what I was going to say. Growing up, I didn't read Enid Blyton, J.K. Rowling, P.G. Woodhouse, or Ruskin Bond. Thus, whenever a friend introduced these authors in the conversation, I'd look like an uncivilized monkey. I'd grin awkwardly to the moon and back, nodding embarrassingly. Yeah, I know this. Yeah. I had limited access to weekly and bi-weekly Tamil magazines, but I read them only sparingly. My parents were not a bibliophile. I only recently understood the meaning of the word bibliophile. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and friends, I hadn't completed a book until I was 24. This brings me to the first speech I ever delivered in Medley Toastmasters. Like all of us, or most of us, I was in the table topic session. I was a visiting Toastmaster. The topics master took a deep breath. He looked at his book, opened his mouth, and as soon as he opened his mouth, my brain shut its door. The best book you have ever read he read it out loudly. Have you ever seen a video where a monkey desperately tries to get past a glass door to get the dozen bananas? He doesn't know that there is a glass door. No need to say more as to how I would have felt that day. Nevertheless, in those split seconds, I dug deep into my limited years of experience and existence on this planet Earth and found 5 books that I had completed by then. Out of those books, Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse was my favorite, and it is still my favorite. Siddhartha opened a new world to me. a world that I felt that I could be part of, despite being part of this world as well. After that, in 3 months, I read 4 complete books before plunging myself into academics. In academics, we study subjects, we don't read books. Thus, although it felt like reading a novel, studying modern Indian history did not really feel like reading a book. After that, 4.5 years of gap, I read the most famous book that it is in Tamil Nadu. Any guesses?
Yes.
Venkat saw the book as I brought it. So this book is Ponniyin Selvan, which was written by author Kalki. This was a new world to me. As I entered, there were princes, prince, deceit, love, horses and chariots. It was truly a new world to me. There were so many characters, vibrant shades of grey, and it spanned 5 volumes. Last week, when I delivered my table topic speech, it was not me who won. It was Dumbledore and J.K. Rowling who helped me to win it. My nieces and I have started reading the book. Better late than never. Correct. 18 months to 30, I'm gaining a childhood memory. Please let me have it. So that was the time that I realized how they were unconsciously impacting the way that I deliver speeches and write as well. In between, I read this book. It's called The Music Room. In this book, the author goes on to tell or narrate her experience with learning Hindustani music. I still remember it was one Medley meeting that I ran past all of them at the door, and I went to my mentor, "Sir, look at how beautifully she has written. Look at this, sir." It was as though a child had found a candy at last in Disneyland and going to the parents, "Look at this, it's so beautiful." And I felt like that. So after that, I also read this book. It's called Ikigai. It's a bitter pill to swallow. It is. Non-fiction is a bitter pill to swallow to me. I don't know. My mentee who is Prasanna Venkatesh, some of you might know, he and I have go on long discussions about fiction or non-fiction. It is a bitter pill to me, and it is good for my health, no doubt. Fiction is like honey. It is also good for my health. So after I restarted my reading habit, my writing improved tremendously. As all of you mentioned, my writing improved. It is a sleeping pill. Because every day, every night, 30 minutes before I sleep, I read a book. Not the same book, not different books, I read the same book. And I sleep. My vocabulary has improved. So there is, in this book, author Kalki, in Tamil, he writes, and in many novels he uses this phrase called Nithira Devi Kudikondai, which means that goddess of sleep had conquered him. First moment I read it, this is honey. Who would have thought that sleep could be compared to a goddess? And I said I'm going to plagiarize this till the day I die. One experience that I want to leave you all with. I read this book over months, and I completed an Amazon Prime video series. I binge watched it over a week. The difference that I felt is that I could not remember what the villains were in each of those seasons in the series. I could not. But I could remember every important, powerful event in this book. I'll narrate you one. Chapter 48. It's called Whirling Pools and Swirling Eyes. It says it's the first time that the princess and the protagonist meet with each other. They've met before, but it is the first time that the protagonist knows that she is the princess. He says, "My lady, then it cannot be you who I saw the astrologers out on the river. It cannot be you, my lady." "No, it was me. It was me who behaved in such a discourteous and disrespectful fashion. You would not have believed that you would meet this uncivilized woman so soon again." "My lady, isn't it incorrect to say that we are meeting again?" "Why? For us, we should have parted once to meet again. You have been in my memory for so long that you have never faded away from my memory." I rest my case here. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jay. Moving on to the prepared speech 3, it's by Toastmaster Pravda. May I request the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Dinakaran, to read the speech objectives.
Toastmaster Pravda is giving the speech from the Pathways Dynamic Leadership, Level 2, Project 3. Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The duration is 5 to 7 minutes. The objective of the speech is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of the previous experience as a prodigy. Says the PPT is required. Over to you.
Toastmaster Pravda. She teaches and practices the art and science of dentistry. She learns and practices the art and science of public speaking at Medley. Her best moments, mother and daughter time. Her best memories, travel with family time. Toastmaster Pravda. Salt makes the difference. Salt makes the difference. Toastmaster Pravda. All this.
Thank you, dear. Can you tell me why a pinch of salt is added while preparing sweet pongal or sweet lime or any sweet dish for that matter?
To highlight the sweetness.
Exactly. It tastes good. Salt makes sweet dishes sweeter. A study that was conducted in the Tokyo Dental College showed that researchers found that the sodium present in the salt increases the absorption of glucose into the taste cells. Salt being a strong flavor enhancer enhances the flavor that it accompanies. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my dear friends, a very good evening to one and all. Because I started with a cooking tip, please do not judge that I love cooking. Cooking is not my cup of tea. During my college days, my mom cooks and packs lunch for me every day. When I got married, I was doing my final year post-graduation, so I hired a cook. After post-graduation, immediately I joined a job. I continued having a cook. To maternity, raising up kids, in the midst of balancing my family, my job, and my clinic, a cook became inevitable in my life. Nearly after 15 years of married life, in 2020, I have faced a big challenge. My long-time cook who was staying near my house shifted her house far away near her son's office. And this time, even the nature and nation were against me. Do you know why? Oh, exactly. The government declared complete lockdown due to COVID pandemic. Neither I could find a new cook nor arrange for food elsewhere. I was unarmed and helpless. Then I made up my mind. I will learn this much procrastinated skill and become Chef de Cuisine, the chief of my kitchen. Any guess what I did?
Saw YouTube videos.
Exactly. I considered YouTube as my savior. I typed SAMDAR. There were more than 70 video recipes for sambar. I was confused. I randomly picked one of the videos and followed the instructions that it gave and made the sambar. Served it on the table, came aside and sat. After some time, there was giggling on the table. My husband thought that I made pulikulam. He and my daughters made me a laughing stock on the table. I was a bit exasperated by their behavior. Then I thought I will become a prodigy of my elder sister who is an expert in cooking. I considered her as my kitchen mentor and started my culinary learning over the phone. She was initially like a coach for me. She understood my difficulties. She noticed my enthusiasm and tutored me right from what type of oil I have to add, what type of spices I have to add for different gravies, to the combination of vegetables that I have to make for making different curries.
This time I got a positive feedback from my family, and all the words of encouragement helped me to learn this skill within a shorter period of time. Earlier, when I get guests at my house, I become anxious. I will literally beg my cook to not take leave. Today, I have the confidence to cook and serve full meals for any number of people. It's been 3 years since I started cooking, so far not engaged a cook. Even today, I take suggestions and tips from my sister to improve the flavor to my dishes. We are not experts in everything. Every expert was initially a beginner. If you are a beginner, you need a mentor to learn and grow. When I was a beginner in Toastmaster, during my initial projects, I faced lots of challenges. When the timer raised the red card, I get stuck. Neither I will forget my script, nor I will try to rush my speech. It was my mentor, Toastmaster Shankar, who coached me to craft the script, remove the unnecessary irrelevant points, give room for engaging the audience, effectively use pause and body language. His suggestions of taking a video record of the speech during preparation, check for it for your body language, had helped me to change my mistakes, what I did, and give an effective and successful speeches in my later projects. His suggestions and hints add a twist, add a live example, everything gave improved flavor and weightage to my scripts. A mentor plays several roles in the life of a prodigy. As a coach, a clarifier, enhancer, depending upon the needs and goals of a prodigy and may lead them in a right path. Yesterday, my sister came home. I made a vegetable kurma. She tasted it and appreciated me. Then she took a pinch of salt and added to it. That made a difference and enhanced its flavor. That is the magic of experienced hand. In Toastmasters, at times, with time, a prodigy may become an expert, but the suggestions, the guidance, the encouragement from an experienced and knowledgeable mentor will make a difference in the successful outcome of his prodigy. Don't you think being a prodigy lifelong is worthwhile? Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pravda. We move on to the prepared speech 4 by Toastmaster Saravanan. May I request the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Priyadarshini, to read the project objectives.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Today, Saravanan will be presenting level 5 from Presentation Mastery, Reflect on Your Path. The purpose of this project is to reflect on your growth during the completion of an entire path. Timer, please note the time allotted is 10 to 12 minutes.
Thank you. This Toastmaster is a true leader. Born in Manchester of South India, studied in the Pearl City of South India, living in the health city of India, Chennai. To me, for whatever I have seen him, he's a leader with vision, works with passion, not for position. His solid foundation, his humility. He's got high regards for people with dignity. He's none other than the IPP of Medley, Toastmaster Saravanan. Thank God it's Saturday. Thank God it's Saturday, Toastmaster Saravanan. All the best.
2006, March 15, I was in Sydney, Parramatta. I was walking along with my wife. We were fully tensed. She was holding my hands. The weather was cold, but I was shivering. I was thinking a lot.
there were a lot of mixed emotions in my mind. My wife was carrying 3 months old, and we went to the Parramatta hospital in Sydney. We went there, the doctor examined her, and she came and told, she's doing good, Pravina is doing good, and your daughter is also doing good. I for a second thought, daughter? Girl? Are you sure? The doctor was exasperated. She told that I have 17 years of experience. Then, the next 7 months, it was a priceless feeling for me. I was carrying Sanjana in my heart, whereas Pravina was carrying Sanjana in her womb. That was the kind of thing I was experiencing. And I never let Pravina to just go anywhere. Hey, don't go there. Please be careful, okay? Please be careful while just doing your chores. Please ensure that you are not disturbed, you are not anxious, nothing. I took her like an angel. Then, after 7 months, October 14th, 2006, Sandhya was born. That was the most defining moment in my life. The beautiful thing was holding Shanjana in my hands. The hair touching my arms, the tiny toes, nails, the smile, the freshness of the newborn baby. It was heaven. You have to experience that. That was such a priceless time for me. And I have to tell you, Toastmasters, guest, TMOD, General Evaluator, everyone, good afternoon. How are you doing? According to me, delivering a speech is also like delivering a baby. Do you know why? Because we conceptualize the thoughts in our mind, give form to the speech in our heart, then we deliver. Whether a baby is ugly or beautiful, we don't care as a parent, right? Likewise, whether a speech is good or bad, that is my speech, that is my baby, and I have conceived that. That is what is more important in my life. What is more important in my life as well as my speech is, if I can transpose my energy, enthusiasm, passion on you as an audience, that is more important for me rather than anything else. At the end of the speech, if you come back and say, you have done a wonderful job, this is something that is inspiring, informational, this is something that I can share with others. If you can tell that, that is what is more meaningful for me as a speaker. That is more important. The time I joined Toastmasters was in 2009. It was a long time, nearly 14 years. But what keeps me going in Toastmasters is two things. One is the creative channel it provides. The second thing is the leadership opportunities it provides. The creative channels, that is where I have got all these stuffs. Because if something has inspired me, then I will come and talk about that. Whether it is the speech or TT or anywhere else, I will definitely talk. I will talk about my wife, my kids, my friends, even dogs also I will talk about. So everything I will be able to talk about. And if it something that inspires me. My first speech in Toastmasters was an icebreaker speech as part of the pathways. In 2019, I did that. So it was more about myself. What I did was, I used a small stone like this and threw it like this and said, how many of you have gone to Tina? How many of you have gone? Tina. Have you gone to Saravanan stores? Okay, nice. Go to the top floor, throw 10 stones like this. What will happen? 7 stones will hit an engineer. That's the kind of engineers that are in our vicinity. And of those 7, at least 3 would be mechanical engineers, and I am one of those mechanical engineers. I did not say that I am a mechanical engineer, I just dramatized it so that I can infuse some sort of enthusiasm in you, and then said that I am a mechanical engineer. That was the first thing I did. Second project was more of inspiring the audience, connecting with the audience as such. So what I did was, why should I connect the audience with my personal story? why cannot I connect the audience with a ghost? I brought a ghost. It was called as Darjeeling Darling. I don't know how many of you remember. There are few who were part of that. Darjeeling Darling. Darling was the ghost, and I had a dialogue with the ghost, and then I talked about that ghost to the audience. So that was another project which I did as part of connecting with the audience. Then you have this body language. Your voice speaks. For that, what I did a gladiator in a colosseum. I had a sword like this, and then I told how a gladiator uses his sword and kills his opponent and pierces his skull. When I did like this, the front row people came and told that I thought you are going to pierce my eyes. So that was the kind of effect it was. Maybe it is not now, you are like just staring at me, that's fine. Okay. But then the next speech was more of your research and planning. It was one of the driest topic I have ever seen in podcast. So what I did was, I enacted a murder investigation. So I brought a dead body, okay, not a real dead body, but I brought a dead body and kept it as it is and asked who has killed this person. And I gave a story, friend story, and said that somebody had shot that person on the temple, on their temple. And what happened afterwards? How the forensics will look like, how they will investigate that action as such. And then I asked, okay, who could have killed that person? Then what I did was, I did the research in the form of how the forensic works and what is there in the gunpowder and gunpowder residue where it goes, and from the temple how it goes to the other wall side, and then from there how they get the data from there and then analyze that and then find out the culprits as such. At the end, I asked who the murderer was, and one person found out the murderer. And that was really good because I was able to come up with a dry subject, but I was able to come up with some story, and I invoked the enthusiasm in the people and then be interactive and got the right kind of response I needed at that point of time. Because if I talk about something that is very dry, it will be boring for you as well as boring for me. I don't want to do that because it has to something that has to come from my heart. Then what I did was, in my level 5, one of the difficult projects was to speak professionally, how to speak professionally. That is for 22 minutes. 20 to 22 minutes we have to talk about that. The first thing I thought was, never use any presentation. You have to be looking at the audience in their eyes, look at their body language and adapt yourself based on their actions. So what I did was, I divided my life into various stages, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, likewise. And I asked the questions to the audience, which age are you interested in knowing me about? So when they said about 7, I did not know what the number they will be coming up with. 6 to 10, 7 when they asked, I told about my life story. On that 7th age, what happened in my life, and I gave a lesson learned at that point of time. And then 11 to 15, 15 to 20, likewise. And it ended at 25 because my age is 25 and the speech was also over, and I went ahead with that. So that is another way of how I use the creativity, because creativity is something that satiates my energy. Because if I have something to say, I have to have this forum, and this forum is something that is always encouraging. Whether it is correct or not or everything like that, they will always clap and smile. That is one of the things that I like in Toastmasters as well. The second thing why I joined Toastmasters is on the leadership. Because from a leadership perspective, I have done various ECOM roles from a club level, starting from secretary, PPPR, VPM, VP membership, VP education, and president also. Now I'm the IPP. But the president role has given me a lot of flexibility as well as the formality that is needed from a president perspective. Because it gave me a lot of exposure to the audiences as well as I can ask anything at that point of time. So the first thing I normally ask is, what is special today? What is special today? Anuradha? Okay, fine. Today is Red Nose Day. Okay. Another thing is World Sleepless Day. Okay. That is also another way of putting this. So there are various ways in which I can engage the audience, so that the initial interaction which I have with the audience is something that I always like. Then the next thing what I would say here is, one of the important points is like at the end of the awards, at the end of the section when we give the awards, I normally look at what the other person has said something and then give the awards based on that. Okay. See, for example, I create some curiosity. Okay, the best speaker award goes to the person who is the one-day doctor. That was DTM Guru at that time, but I talk about that so that people will be able to recognize like, oh yeah, who has talked about that? Yeah, that is the person. And then I provide that input. So that gives me some sort of spontaneity so that I can relate to the people as well as to the audience and talk about them and evoke the interest from them. That is another thing that I like very much, and that also worked very well for me. I have to tell one incident when I was the president. One of the members came and told me, hey, this is going on very well, but for me, I find it difficult because there are many people who talk very nicely in the stage, and I'm not one among them. So can you tell me like what I have to do? The first thing I told them is, don't look at the last row. Timer, Counter and Grammarian. Because they will give like Counter 10, but what you have to look at is, you don't have to be perfect. You have to be better than yesterday. Like what GE told. Okay. So if you were 9 hours, then next time 8 hours. Likewise. Over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saravanan. Timer, can you give the names of the qualified speakers?
Toastmaster Shanmugavel, Toastmaster Jagan, Toastmaster Pravda, Toastmaster Saravanan. All four are qualified.
All four are qualified. Thank you. So let's take 5 seconds to cast the vote for the deserved speaker, please. Let's move on. Next comes the most thriller session of the Toastmaster meeting, what we call the table topic session. To conduct this session, we have a master, whom we call the table topic master. You are what you think, says this table topic master. Trust and live life with the laughter, again says this table topic master. Family is his first priority. To give 100% is his sincerity. May I welcome the table topic master, Toastmaster Suhail, to conduct the table topic sessions. Let's welcome Toastmaster Suhail to conduct the table topic sessions.
Okay, before starting with the table topics, please hold on with the voting for the best speaker. We'll let you know when you can vote. Okay. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Table topics helps the speaker in developing the ability to organize their thoughts and speak on the random topics or the impromptu topics. To conduct a successful table topics, I will be randomly calling upon both speakers, Toastmasters as well as the guest. They have to speak for a minimum of 1 minute and maximum of 2 minutes, and a grace time of 30 seconds will be allowed. And since we have a lot of guests today, reiterating the point which was mentioned by timer, at the end of first minute, timer will be showing a green card. End of 1.5 minute, timer will be showing a yellow card. At the end of second minute, timer will be showing a red card, and the grace time of 30 seconds will be up. So with this, let's start with the table topics. For the first topic, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Anand. Toastmaster Anand, your topic is, despite vast technology inventions, why do you think depression is on the rise? Despite vast technology innovations, why do you think depression is on the rise?
This topic exasperated me first and then depressed me. Has it ever happened to you that you are a little bit down, you're a little bit depressed, you feel as if life is just not going in it? Have you ever felt that way at any time of your career? Any time? There are 3 people in the room who have been honest, the rest are lying. Because at some point of time, we all feel it will be rejected. But in India, there is a taboo that if you feel down, you're not supposed to portray as if everything is good. Deepika Padukone came down very strongly and said she was depressed. Just remember, she had everything going for her. She had health, she had fame, she had name, she had everything. Normally, if richness was the key to a brilliant life, then she should not be depressed. Agree with me? But no, she was depressed. Why? It is said it is okay for not to be okay. It's absolutely okay not to be okay. You can come and tell, I am not okay, I am not fine. Because what could be the causes of depression? There could be a myriad of things. This could be a relationship going forward. This could be just a loss of a grieved one, somebody whom you just loved has just passed away, or it could be just that you're not feeling okay. It could just be these simple things. It's absolutely fine. So what do? The best thing to do is try and reach out to people. You can come to join Toastmasters. This is the best forum. You can try and meet people, you can try and come to table topics, you can try and hear wonderful speeches, you can hear about willingness, and more importantly, you can eat snacks at the end of the month, at the end of the meeting. Fantastic. If you feel that's not working for you, go to a therapist. That is absolutely, it's the pill that they give you, and that will help you to remove the ills. What do? They just talk to you. In this world, a lot of people who are working, but you don't have a time to hear. What this world needs is somebody to just listen to them, just empathize with them, just hear them. And unfortunately, we are so time consumed that we don't. Next time you meet somebody, all you need to do is smile, just say, are you okay? And who knows, those small little words could help them to lift them up. And when you lift them up, you lift yourself. Over to you.
Toastmaster Ranga, your topic is, do you think it would be a good thing or a bad thing if people could remember their dreams? Do you think it would be a good thing or a bad thing if people could remember their dreams? Okay. Do you think it would be a good thing or a bad thing if people could remember their dreams?
I remember reading many books about dreams, and for me, there was a time in my life that I used to get a lot of train engines in my dream. I was fascinated by it, although I'm very interested in about trains, but this fascinated me because it used to be steam engines. They're no longer running now. But is it a good thing? For me, that signified travel, which is something that I love. So that part of it, yes. Of late, about 3 years ago, I lost a good friend of mine. And that used to bring about a lot of memories. And those memories stuck in my mind. And there are peculiar situations that I have never experienced with my friend. But still, those were the dreams that I shared with him. This was something very fascinating for me. And was I trying to think about him? But the moment I think about him, I always felt as though I'm missing a part of my life. Which is still a good thing because his memory is always with me. So I would say that remembering dreams are always good. It helps bring about a lot of empathy in me.
For the next topic, I would like to call guest Jofin. Guest Jofin, your topic is which person inspires you and why? Which person?
His name?
Jofin.
Jofin.
Which person inspires you and why?
Okay. So I'm going to say something very personal in my life. I was a person who was usually called the mother's child. I always, go stick with my mother's thighs, and during my small age. And as I was growing, I kind of lost the love of my father. My father was a very busy man, and I didn't understand him when I was young. Obviously, nobody understands the pain of the father. And as I came to college, as I was growing my career, because we shared most of the similar, as we call ourselves, engineers, there was certain things and there were certain points in my life where I was failing, but then there was the pushing point where my mother was giving so much emotional points and all those stuff so that. But is real emotion really important for you to be pushed? But that's when my father came. I didn't understand him for the past 20 years. And that was a time when I, shed my tears and, I fell to my father's feet and I asked him, Dad, what were you actually for me? And he was like, I am a mentor. And I was kind of exasperated. What do you mean by a mentor? And I was like, I'm a mentor and you have to listen to me. I will give you points, but it is you who should decide at this age. I was there for you every single moment of your life. But it may be like a single footprint. Dad, you were not holding my hand. I couldn't see your footprints. But he was like, I was carrying you. So when I was carrying you, you can only see one footprint. He was the person who inspired me a lot.
For the next topic, I would like to call Toastmaster Anuradha. Yes, Anuradha, you was topic. What is your favorite summer memory? What is your favorite summer memory?
Yeah, so the summer memory which I can recall is spending the time with my cousins during my 10th standard leave. So that was the defining period for me. Like I had completed board exams. I think that was the moment I was really trying to be serious about an exam. Like before I have given many exams, but I was not worried about the marks. But when it came to 10th, I was serious. Like after that, I reached a high point where I was very scared and I was asked to perform well. Then I had a point where I had 2 to 3 months where I was not asked to do anything, and I had an opportunity to go to my grandmother's house. So that was a period where all my cousins were there. So that moment, I had a very tough time. Then I had a very carefree time where I could spend time with my cousins, and we went to multiple places and we played many games, which I would say it was helping me to understand what relationship really means, what others are actually the part they are playing in our life, and I think it helped me.
For the next topic, I would like to call guest Gomati ma'am. Your topic, ma'am, what's the greatest gift a parent can give to their child? What's the greatest gift a parent can give to their child?
A child is very important in a parent's life. And parents are really trying their best to give everything that is possible. But what is the most important thing? The thing is, first is love. And with love, it can be negative or positive. You need to go over loving and spoil the child. Or be very strict and be far away from the child. Both are not good. You have to try to balance between the negativity and positivity. And for that you need a lot of patience. With patience, I think we can achieve whatever we want. And when the child grows up, we really see that what the parents have done is good. The child is growing well, behaving very well with the parents as well as with the world. So the parents are extremely happy. And they are happy the child is studying well also and doing well. And when the parents grow old, they need more of the children. And they get it. So the parents are happy and the children are happy. That is the result of love and complete attention to the patients, to the children, with patience.
On the next topic, I would like to call guest Karun. Guest Karun, describe yourself in terms of food.
In terms of
Food. Describe yourself in terms of food.
food. Standing here before you in energetic mode because of the food what I had afternoon. That's important point. And food is very, very vital and significant for us because my sister is blessed with a newborn daughter for her. I just watching her like as a human, we all having a different sort of food, a delicacy food in day-to-day life, isn't it? For the newborn, it's just an administration, like inspiring for the new from the born baby. Like she only having milk, like women. What to say? It's a kind of a nutrition. What the only thing the baby is having from the mother is only milk. I'm just admired from that baby, without drinking water, without having any delicacy food. She's still enjoying the food in day-to-day basis. That is different. For us, we thought food is very, for me, the single plate of food is very, very important for us, for our overall life. Totally. I'm just out of my mind.
For the next topic, I would like to call guest Tarun. It's a long Yes, Tarun, your topic is which word or phrases do you overuse? Which word or phrases do you overuse?
So, good evening everyone. So, the word which I use is going to be, of course, I'm a college student, so it's going to be the word bro, which I'll be calling everyone. Sometimes even the teachers I used to call, because I know about the teacher, they won't not going to scold me, so I'll be like, bro, what is this? And so that word has become like a daily use. I'll use it everywhere. Like even in the shops, without knowing myself, I go, bro, can you give me this? Even in like, if I'm going to a shop, of course he knows Tamil, so I'll be like, bro, give me a pack of gum, or bro, the chewing gum unutanga. So of course they'll be wondering what is this word, bro. So Friday, the last Friday, my English called me and was like, what is this word, bro, which you are using all the time? Even I am hearing it. All the students over here are using the word bro. If I come to a floor alone, I'm hearing all the students you are calling bro. So yes, the word which I use is always is bro. It's like calling your mate like a friendly way. Like, not calling that a brother like a long word brother. So you're using the word bro. So yes, I use that word all the time.
For the last topic, I would like to call guest Gopi. So your topic is, if money were not an issue, what job would you choose and why? If money was not an issue, what job would you choose and why?
What is a job but out of a homemaker? Thank you for the apt topic. Most of the time when we are introduced, people ask, what do you do? And when I go to many places, people ask, do you have a job?
I'm like, yeah, I do have a job of a homemaker. No. What about money? I mean, we're talking about the earning part. Why? Is being a homemaker not about earning? Because we do it without any expectation. And that is the most critical issue these days. Because anything and everything that we do is always with expectation. But as a homemaker, if there is one thing that I have learned all these years, is never to have any expectation. You were talking, how do we define ourselves in terms of food? As a child, all you do is just drink milk. And towards the end, when you are about to age and get to the final wall, that is the stage when your life becomes simple, you take the basic things. But in between is the time when you want more, and health benefits, health issues also become more. But however, as a homemaker, you have to attend to all different types of aspects of whoever wants what. Because at home we have 5 of us, starting from my 93-year-old father-in-law to my 15-year-old tennis player's son, and their ranges, their wants are extreme. And to think of, why am I doing all this? Because I don't get appreciated at all. There were times when I used to get really irritated. Why am I doing all this? I think I should be going out and working. But that is when I realized health is everything to a person. Without health, what is the point in having so much money? If I can provide that health, I don't have to be going to the various doctors, all due respects to the doctors here, and I'm sure you're also taking care of your health. So yes, money is not everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and well done to all the speakers who gave an exceptional speech.
Thank you, TT Master. Let's give a big round of applause to the TT Master. Timer, can you please say the qualified TT speakers? And as he says, kindly put your hands up so that we know who is who.
Toastmaster Anand, Toastmaster Ranga, guest Joaquin, guest Anuradha, guest Gomati, guest Karun, guest Tarun, guest Pravina. All are qualified, all TT speakers are.
Thank you. So let's take 5 more seconds to cast the vote for the deserved TT speaker, but the timer wants to do it a little later. So yes, timer, we will do it a little later for both the oaths, right? The prepared speech oath as well as the TT speaker oaths. We will do it a little later. Now moving on with the theme, the zone of transition.
Just a moment. We may wait.
I was a faculty in a dental institution. We used to find new students getting admitted in the first year. And the first year, every student was exasperated. Yes, they were irritated, they were angry, they were frustrated. Till 12th, when they were in school, they were very happy, comfortable. From second year of college, happy, comfortable. But first year, somehow the girl students will cry saying, I'm living in hostel, I'm missing my parents. Some of you Tamil medium students who come to dental college, unfortunately they have to, I believe everyone were exasperated for a few moments now. Anyway, the most difficult thing is not to buy a Benz car in Chennai. The most difficult thing is your smartness to make a parking in Chennai. Alright, so coming back to the topic, we take again 10 seconds to cast your vote for both the prepared speaker, the deserved prepared speaker, as well as the deserved TT speaker. 10 seconds. Please cast the vote for both prepared speech as well as TTE to do the evaluation round. Kindly join me in inviting the GE of the day, Toastmaster Anuradha. Over to you.
So coming to the evaluation session, the first evaluator. This person is a chartered accountant by profession and a good family man, and he likes to read books and enjoys train travel along with eating samosas. He feels that all Medley meetings are learning lessons. His thought of changing his job was his memorable transition in his life. Let us welcome Toastmaster Rajesh S for the evaluation.
Thank you, G. A good start is half the job done. Let us, congratulate Shanmugavel to complete that. Yeah. So coming to the strength of the speech, I would say the content was good. It has a proper opening, body, and then a conclusion. So all the three parts are there in the speech. Second is speech was interesting because you added some humor in the speech. Your preparation was good because you did not use any notes. You spoke on your own without referring to any notes. Transition was good because you started from your school days, then about your job, that was in Kashmir, then about your promotion. So you have covered all the transition between the opening body and the end was good. You spoke about your accomplishments. That was good because everybody wants to listen to some accomplishment of your life and successes of your life. That was good. Well done. And you also mentioned about the reason of joining Toastmasters. Also, what I appreciate is you acknowledged your bit of nervousness, I may say, by asking the water. So which is good, which I appreciated. Few areas of improvements I would recommend is you could mention about communication and leadership goals. I mean, what is your goal of life in leadership and communication after joining Toastmasters? And also why you have chosen the path, dynamic leadership. These are not so important, but yeah, this could be mentioned. Also, there are some plays and pauses which could have been improved, but anyway, these are part of your upcoming projects, which will talk about your speed of the speech or the pauses you need to give in your speech. So that is something which will come later. So I don't want to add it in the icebreaker itself. So as an icebreaker, it was good. The project objectives were met. To sum it up, you had a good content, very good transition between the opening body and end. Preparation was good. Only to add up, if you could give some, if you can manage the pace and give some pauses, which you will give in the next speeches, I believe. So all the best, and we'll expect future speeches from you. Thank you.
Next evaluated, second evaluator. This person was a founder and CEO of Jignashika. He was a member of Medley from 2010 to 20. He has been president twice. Now the boss returned to Medley again. He experienced a transition from the petroleum refinery to IT service in his career when he moved from the refinery engineer to training simulator section. Now I welcome Toastmaster Sundararaman C for his evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmasters and guests, today I am happy to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Jagan. After listening to his winning speech in the club level, I am really excited to hear today's speech as well to evaluate his speech. The three things I liked in his speech was: one was style, second one was vulnerability, and third one was the language. First, let me talk about the style. There are variety of styles when you are giving public speaking, but one of the most popular technique is to adopt to conversation style. So I think many of you may know Chandra Kumar, a veteran Toastmaster who passed away few weeks, 10 days back. He used to say that public speaking should be like an enlarged conversation. like conversing between an individual, you should engage with the audience in the same style. So I think that is the style adopted by Toastmaster Jagan, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that helped the speaker to be comfortable on the stage, as well the audience comfortable. Number 2 was the vulnerability. So many times speakers keep themselves in the pedestal and try to preach, and there will never be a connect, so always there will be a gap. The moment you come down and then show your vulnerability, audience engage themselves. So today Toastmaster Jagan mentioned that he never read any of the popular stories and showed his vulnerability, and finally he explained how he moved from the zone of transition, and finally how he started reading books. Not only that, he also added that he has planned to shamelessly plagiarize the keywords used by the giant writer Kalki. So that was a fantastic aspect. The third aspect I liked, as he said, was the usage of good phrases. Some of the good usages, probably grammarian will also make a note of it. Monkey trying to get banana across the glass door. Study books versus reading books. Fiction is like honey, it is good for health. That was a fantastic aspect. So coming to the recommendation part, number 1 was, your title was fantastic. The title was all about Whirling pool and swirling eyes. So today morning I googled and found that it was the title of the 40th chapter in Ponniyin Selvan, and I expected that you will speak more about PS, Ponniyin Selvan. But you were talking about the other books like Ikigai, and then the other one, Music Room, etc. So that is where I felt that you lost focus. Probably if you were revolving around Ponniyin Selvan, that would have made a speech more focused one. Second recommendation is getting into the point. So though the opening can always be intriguing, but within 1 or 2 minutes you have to tell the audience what you are going to tell. So if you do that, audience will not be puzzled throughout the speech. So though they were engaged throughout the speech, what is he going to tell? So that kind of puzzleness was there. So probably you can avoid that. And last thing, to challenge yourself, probably you can showcase your vocal variety. So with that, I conclude my evaluation of your speech. All the best.
Third evaluation is by the person who is working for TCS for 22 years. He likes to watch movies, travel with his family, like to taste different types of food. He also provides variety of snacks to us at the end of the meeting. Then he is a it's okay person, very cool and calm, and he faces every problem and everything very quietly. He likes to do everything mindfully and insists all the Toastmaster also to be like that. The one transition he wants to have is he likes to sleep before 11 p.m. and like to get up before 5 a.m. That's what the transition he likes to have. Welcome, Toastmaster Dinakaran.
Thank you, Dee. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. I'm going to evaluate Toastmaster Pravda. She's my target speaker. She has given the speech from the project about introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. The objective of the project is about how Toastmaster is envisaging the mentoring process, and also talking about the story of her mentoring experience. So has the target speaker met the project objectives? I would say she has met the project objectives 100%. She has understood the role of mentor and the prodigy, and she has also understood the different type of mentors. The mentors could be like staying with the prodigy all the time and then hand-holding and supporting, or it could be like the mentor who let the prodigy work on the process and then help in the process, and leaving the prodigy to learn the lessons during the course. So she has understood the process about the mentoring, and also he has drawn 2 parallel stories and connected both of them and then given the story and the experience of the mentor. So with respect to the project objective, she has clearly met it. So coming to the delivery and the preparation. Talking about preparation, I feel that Toastmaster Pravda has delivered the speech with full of confidence. She was smiling throughout the speech. She demonstrates the preparation of how she has put in preparing the speech, the effort that she has put in. It was well written and it was rehearsed, it was presented well. So I would say at the preparation perspective, it was a job well done. Talking about delivery, she opened the speech with a question. She has asked how the salt could make a difference in sweet, right? And she has also given some information about sodium and glucose. So the and it started well, the speech started well, and it was also structured well. The transition, like how she started as a prodigy in the initial stage, she took reference as a cook from YouTube, how YouTube played a mentor in the initial stages, and how she moved on and then got help from her sister, elder sister, and how she became a better cook in the process. So the structure was good, and in between there were some jokes, and it was well placed humor in the speech, and also she ended the speech with a question. Again, it was a nice way of closing the speech. How, like, why can't we be a prodigy throughout our life, right? She asked a thought-provoking question. The delivery was also good. There are few areas where I can say there could be some improvement. Only is about giving micro pass. I think we all know about micro pass. So having few passes in between at the critical phase, the pace of the speech could help in enhancing the value that we deliver to the Toastmasters, and also expression. So few jokes were there in between, but you could express and then you become part of that conversation would enhance again the way that we deliver to the Toastmasters. Okay. One more thing I thought about. Okay. We talked about delivery, structure, and everything. Okay. Fine. So it was well delivered speech, giving some that micro passes, and then the facial expressions would enhance the space for the next level. Over to you.
Fourth evaluator. She is a person associated with the Toastmaster for last 5 years and is excellent mentor. One change that impacted her life is when she stopped blaming others but blaming herself for the problems. This made her to stay grounded and more independent. Let us welcome Toastmaster Priya Baidu to evaluate.
Ordinary boy dreaming to be the king of France. A small town boy achieving 13 patents is an achievement. It is said motivation helps you get started, but what keeps you going is habit. And today, someone has kept this good habit and has cleared his level 5 and presented a speech on reflecting your path. Congratulations to you, Saravanan. What I liked in this speech was the start, definitely, which had a very emotional story. She carried in her womb and I carried it in my heart. A very beautifully, emotionally connected start. And he spin this EC to SC, that is from emotional connect to the script connect or the speech connect, when he said his various speech with so many props, icebreakers with stone, then comes the ghost, his research speech, really a dry subject, bringing a murder scene. And yes, I was witnessing that murder happen on this stage. Toastmasters is not only about communication but also on leadership skills, and he, being our president, past president, walked the talk saying this is my journey and these are the benefits I have taken through these learnings. Very well scripted speech on this part. Now coming to the recommendation. Number 1 is I was waiting to hear something known as the zones of transition. For example, what are the skills you learn? You've been part of this journey for a good time. So then and now. Was it very easy for you to spin a story anywhere, anytime those days? Because now we know your creative level and how different you are whenever you come to the stage. So that journey was what I wanted to hear and learn from you, because I'm coming with a similar speech very soon. The second thing was the conclusion. As I said, your start was with the baby, it was so tender. Might be your conclusion could have been saying like how speeches need some caressing. It needs that patience, what we show it to our child. And then talk, whenever the obstacles came, how did you pull out of that, and what was that you took to come out with a better speech. So some big learning was what I wanted to see from you. Definitely I'll be seeing much in your future speeches. As you see, the end result is always the reflection of your hard work, and I'm very happy to see that you have really put hard work on this and it has shown. Thank you so much.
Now it's, I like to call the timer for the report.
From the prepared speeches, table topic sessions and evaluations, all the speakers are qualified. None of them is disqualified in today's speech. Kudos to all the role players. Toastmaster Shanmugavel took 5 minutes 36 seconds. Toastmaster Jagan took 7 minutes 22 seconds. Toastmaster Pravda took 6 minutes 56 seconds. Toastmaster Saravanan took 11 minutes 38 seconds. In table topic session, Toastmaster Anand took 2 minutes 21 seconds. Toastmaster Renga 1 minute 30 seconds. Guest Joffin 1 minute 50 seconds. Guest Anuradha 1 minute 18 seconds. Guest Gomati 2 minutes. Guest Karun 1 minute 50 seconds. Guest Tarun 1 minute 13 seconds. Guest Pravina 2 minutes 12 seconds. And in the evaluation session, Toastmaster Rajesh took 3 minutes 14 seconds. DTM Sundararaman took 3 minutes 4 seconds. Toastmaster Dinakaran took 3 minutes 26 seconds, and Toastmaster Priya took 2 minutes 55 seconds. With this, as I said, we are delayed, and I would like to thank our TMOD Sandhya to give away our theme session, which was about 2 to 3 minutes, and we were able to manage 3 minutes in that. I hand over the stage to General Evaluator.
Thank you. Now I call the counter for the report.
Just like to be brief and not mention too many of the overused words or fillers. There were quite a few of them. I'll just talk about the repetitive words. Toastmaster Shanmugavel used the word used to, and Toastmaster Jagan used part of. Toastmaster Pravda used enhances, then what time. Toastmaster Saravanan used I was, important, talk about, and then. Toastmaster Anand in table topics used relationship, it could be, it could just be, and hear about. I know that I used good and dream quite a few times. Guest Joffin used as I. Guest Anirudh used really. Guest Gomati used patience. Guest Karun used very. Guest Tarun used if I. And guest Pravina used health quite a few times. And in the evaluations, Toastmaster Rajesh used because, then, transition. DTM Sundararaman used like, style. Toastmaster Dinakaran used express. There was a long pass, there were a couple of long passes. And Toastmaster Priyadarshini used journey and emotion. With that, I finish.
Now I like to call Grammarian for the report.
I'll quickly run through the grammarian's report. There have been good usage. Okay. The word of the day, exasperate, was used by quite a few speakers. It shows that most of them are comfortable in using this word. So this word has been used by Toastmaster Venkataseshan, Toastmaster Sandhya, Toastmaster Saravanan, Toastmaster Shanmugavel, Toastmaster Pravda, Toastmaster Anand, and guest Joffin. And there have been quite a few good usage and phrases of phrases in their speeches. So, namely, by Toastmaster Jagan, he had loads of phrases in his speech. From moon and back, better late than never. Child had found a candy, bitter pill to swallow. Fiction is like honey. Then Toastmaster Saravanan had he carried her in my. I carried her in my hands and she carried her in the womb. Toastmaster Pravda had my cup of tea, nature of. My cup of tea and the nature and nation, move the nature and nation against me. And Toastmaster Anand said, it's okay not to be okay. So this is it from my end. This is the grammarian's report. Over to you, G.
Before going to GE report, I want all of you to vote for the best evaluator and tag role players. We started the meeting at 2:58 p.m. I exasperate on the rain for making our meeting little delay. And before the starting of the meeting, everything was ready. VP, President and the ExCom team, they made everything ready and the hall was ready. Because of the rain, we got a little delay. But I appreciate Toastmaster Venkataseshan for taking up the SAA role impromptu and started the meeting. And President, he recognized the guest and inspired all of us by the Napoleon story. TMOD, what a fantastic team. Zone of transition, which we are facing every time. During the meeting also, we had a zone of transition. So, then coming to the speaker, it was a wonderful speech by 4 speakers. And TT session, Toastmaster Suhail, he conducted the session very nicely. Only one suggestion, what I felt is the topic might be short. It was too lengthy. We are not able to understand. And another thing is, you are little fast. So if you tell little slowly, we can understand and we also can follow with the speakers. And we had spectacular evaluation sessions. And I appreciate the excellent job by the tag team. And I'm glad to see the involvement and enthusiastic participation of all the members and guests. So overall, the meeting was a excellent and exuberant meeting. So with this, I will end my report and over to TMOD.
Thank you, G. One round of applause for G. Thank you. To conclude the theme now, legends are legends, champions are champions, successful people are successful because of one common thing in them. What is that? They force themselves, they compel themselves, they throw themselves into the zone of transition always. They are very uncomfortable in a comfort zone. When they are in a comfort zone, they feel they don't grow. So they compel themselves into the zone of transition. It could be right from one Azim Premji, who converted a Chiakai company into Wipro, or one world famous Infosys by Sri Murthy, or at 65 years Colonel Sanders, who started KFC, $1 billion industry. Everyone are successful because they kept their heart, soul and mind in the zone of transition. Therefore, to conclude, dear ladies and gentlemen, 1, let's be aware there is an uncomfortable zone which we have to cross to go to the next stage and be comfortable. The uncomfortable zone, between 2 comfortable zones is zone of transition. Let's be aware. 2, let's accept this zone of transition when we are there. When we accept, our frustration turns into fascination. So let's accept. 3, let's aspire to be in the zone of transition so that we grow to the next level. So with these 3 words into your mind, let's be aware, let's be accept, let's aspire in the zone of transition. I hand over the meeting to the presiding officer to take the meeting forward, and thank you for the opportunity as a TM.
Let's have a round of applause for our TMOD for bringing a wonderful energy to the floor. Let's have a round of applause for all of us to make this performances. Okay, let's hear from some of the guests, some feedback. Who would like to volunteer anybody? Yeah, would you like to come over? yourself there.
You did volunteer.
It's okay, yeah. I just want to make him comfortable. Yeah, please come. Your good name, please?
Amin.
Thanks for joining us today. You can just feel free and then how you have felt, how it has impacted, how you feel. Okay. You were not introduced, right? So can you introduce a little bit?
Good evening. My name is Amin. I am working in Expo Field Private Limited as an HR executive. My colleague suggested me to go to attend Toastmaster in India yesterday, and they give the Venkataseshan number. So I attend this section. It's very helpful. And
where are you from? Like, where do you
currently living in Anuradha.
Okay.
My native is Belgium.
Okay. Yeah, so feel free to join us anytime. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
I have come to Toastmaster Medley, 4 years back too, as I told you before. But there are so many new changes also I've seen. There are so many improvements from those 4 years, wherein there is a great venue first of all. Before I had certain difficulties, and there was good changes. And generally, I know how Toastmaster has helped us, all of us. In even those few sessions, I was able to, do well in my college project reviews and thesis presentations and etc. So I know this will always improve, and I'm looking forward for the future meetings as well.
Keep visiting us. You want to? Yeah, please come. Whether you can come next. Yeah. Good evening, Medlians. I'm back here after probably after 2 years. In the last 2 years, I have attended several other club meetings. Some of the clubs, they have crossed 200 meetings, 300 meetings. But unfortunately, I have to say their performance is so pathetic. All the speakers getting disqualified kind of stuff. But I'm so happy that Medlians are still maintaining their bar. In fact, my last meeting was the outdoor meeting, so where I could see the quality of the meeting. And now I'm back here, and I could see the smaller things are taken care. The display of trophies, display of ribbons, fantastic job. Not only that, you also come out with a lot of innovative ideas. One of them is this one. So I thoroughly enjoy these kind of small stuff. And all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks so much.
Yeah, please come.
This is the first time I'm here. Actually, it was very great to see such an organized event being held, and also the comments that was given, and everyone was well prepared, and everyone wanted to perform well, and they want to improve themselves. So it was great to see that kind of active participation in this event. So I wish to do the same and improve myself.
Thank you. Okay, now any announcements specifically like from organization for the coming weeks?
Membership renewal if I have not done.
Yeah.
So again, you could consider as the last day to renew.
I think the really good offer is going to end very soon. Please leverage it. So you could buy a popcorn, you could buy a lot of things. Our milestone meeting 725 is nearing in the next few weeks, right? We are in 722. After 2 weeks, we'll be having milestone meeting. I think Toastmaster Pravda and Presiding and Shanmugavel is not here. So all the people are now geared up to get prepared for the milestone meeting. I would encourage all the members to be part of the team and participate of the milestone meeting. Thank you. 8th April, yeah. So with this, we'll move on to the next item. So best performance for the day. Best speaker, Toastmaster Saravanan. Best TT speaker, Best Pravda. this, we have come to the end of the meeting. I declare Shanmugavel, I declare meeting number 722 closed. Thank you so much.